Welcome back to the Celtics channel. The Philadelphia 76ers put off the impossible and were able to come back 3-1 by an incredible performance from Embiid and Maxey, and the Celtics shooting woes struck them again. This is how the Celtics shot themselves out of the series. Hi, my name is Golden Takes, and this is my Golden Take.
And I gotta worry about trade talk. I'm the MVP. I'm the MVP of this league. The best basketball players in the world. I was honored with the MVP. The MVP, the best basketball player in the world. And when I lose, this is what I gotta go through.
You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Okay.
Fellas, we work all year long for it, man. Shaq the man, most dominant player in the world. Championship, it's ours. Love it, it's beautiful. Mwah, 2G, baby, you love it. We out.
Boston Celtics this year didn't have a star player, Jason Tatum, as last year in the playoffs he was injured in Game 4. As in a pivotal game to change the tide of the series, he dropped 42 points but tore his Achilles, and the Celtics lost the series to the New York Knicks. The Celtics, then going into the following season, would not expect to make a push in the playoffs, as Jaylen Brown was the number one option, and he didn't really have good PR at this point, and many people saw him having the most inefficient scoring season we would see. Also, this team just wasn't constructed to win games, as most of them were rookies and not that experienced in the NBA, but we were wrong. Celtics this season was able to finish with the second seed in the Eastern Conference and was seen as legit contenders in the East. Now, what happened that made this possible? First, let's start with Jaylen Brown. Brown, going into this season, had a lot to prove, as I am going to talk about myself, as I have made videos talking about Brown and how I just don't believe he is number one option ready, and he definitely proved me wrong this season. Brown, in this season, averaged 28.7 points, 6.9 rebounds, 5.1 assists on 47, 34, 79 splits. But what really showcased Brown was his mid-range shooting this season, as he was 52% on two-pointers this season on 16 attempts per game. I think this is known on this channel, but I love a great mid-range shooter besides DeMar DeRozan. So watching him play was really refreshing. Brown's name was even in MVP conversation. Now, I feel like he shouldn't win it, but being in the conversation was definitely warranted, as he definitely changed his Celtics season around. Brown again continues to change people's perspective on him, and I am truly proud to be wrong about him as a player. And even when Tatum somehow came back from his Achilles injury this season, he still maintained his role and let Tatum be Tatum. And when he had to take over, he did. An excellent season from Brown. But now, let's get to the coaching aspect of this team. Joe Mazzulla, I have continued to say, is indeed one of the best coaches in the league, if not the best. This team is full of guys that aren't proven in the league, and he was able to make this team a defensive shooting team that dominated in the second half of this year. Derek White in this system transformed into a second option type of player. White has always been one of my favorite role players in the league, and is able to make timely buckets, shot create, and also play great defense. Mazzulla, I believe, should be coach of the year, as this team was supposed to be in their gap year and not produce the level of a second seed and potentially make the NBA Finals. In my playoff picture video that I never uploaded, I had them ultimately lose the Thunder in the finals, as their shooting and defense looked like it was going to carry them to the finals, as the only team I had them losing to was the Oklahoma City Thunder due to their defense. But boy, was I wrong. In the first round of this year's playoffs, it was truly a sight to see, but we're focusing on this series. The Philadelphia 76ers, after having to go through the play-in where, facing the Boston Celtics, many people like myself had this series going to 6, and the Celtics would ultimately pull off the victory, and look that way. As through the first 4 games, the Celtics were up 3-1, as Jaylen Brown and Tatum would look like an unstoppable duo, and Tatum looked like he might be 60 to 70% of himself, as in Game 4, he went off. Ain't like this series was going to end in 5 games until Joel Embiid entered the equation. In Game 5, Embiid dropped 33 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and completely dominated this game to have this series 3-2. Okay, Game 6, they closed it out, right? In Game 6, the Celtics had a disaster class as they went 12 for 41 from the 3-point area, and with Maxey dropping 30 points, they tied this series at 3-3 and made a Game 7. In Game 7, Joel Embiid turned back to his MVP form. This game showed why I love Joel Embiid so much. Embiid put this whole Celtics squad in foul trouble, and it was so bad that Jaylen Brown decided to pick up that matchup. I don't know why, and Embiid ate him for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and was degrading him as well. He was on point this game, but it was still close. And not gonna lie, Jaylen Brown was converting down the stretch, but the rest of his team just didn't contribute. And the 76ers pulled off a 3-1 comeback and won this series. And yes, they got swept by the Knicks.
Go New York, go New York, go!
But it doesn't matter. They was able to counteract the 3-point nature of the Celtics and win this series. Now, this Celtics team, as by the title of this video, shot themselves out of this series. When talking about this team, it reminds me of the young Golden State Warriors team, as a very 3-point heavy team as well, but what separates this team is the fact they have shot creators, players who can adjust the 3-pointers not falling or them being shut down. This Celtics team, while yes, was able to make these young players play higher than expected, the playoff lights were just too bright for them, as in Game 7, this team went 13 for 49 from 3, which is 26%. That is pitiful. Shireman was 0 for 3, Brown was 3 for 9, Garza was 0 for 2, Harper was 0 for 1, and Derek White, oh Jesus, he was 5 from 16 from 3. Pritchard 2 for 7, Hauser 3 for 6, Walsh 0 for 2, and Hugo 0 for 3. No one could hit these shots down the stretch, and it made the Sixers win this game. Now, yes, Tatum didn't play this game, but I really think it wouldn't have made much difference because this team is supposed to win even without Tatum. Now, what do the Celtics do next? The Celtics need to change their system, as 3-pointers are the best shot to hit when you're hitting them, but you need more creativity in your offense because you cannot rely on that shot falling every night. Joe Mazzulla is a very advanced stats coach, which is very good in some areas, but also bad. In Game 7, Maxey and B were so good because they just know when and how to score regardless of if their shot is falling or not. I saw Derek White hesitate to shoot a 3 because he was not confident in his shot, which is a problem. This Celtics team needs more shot creation and needs to stop relying on these young, inexperienced players to make big-time shots when big-time shots are for big-time players. Also, the rumors about Jaylen Brown leaving, yeah, let's not do that. Brown, as yes, I understand you finally tasted what it's like being number 1 option, but you will never have the opportunity you have in Boston, as Boston is really one of the best ran organizations in basketball, and if you leave, you will regret it. The Celtics are a really good team, especially in the weak Eastern Conference, and once they adjust their system in their roster, they can make another push towards the NBA Finals once again. This was their gap year, by the way. This has been Golden Takes, and thank you for listening to my Golden Take.